All right, so wrapping up day 4. It's about 10 o'clock, and I forgot to mention yesterday I weighed in at 146.2. Today, in the morning of day 4, I weighed in at 144.2. So I lost another 2 pounds. So I started the fast. Day 1, I was 150.8. Day 2, I was 149.2. Day 3, 146.2, another 2 pounds. And then now day 4, another 2 pounds, 144.2. So just for, informational purposes, tracking my weight, I've lost just over 6 pounds, which is not unusual. I still have another 3 full days. So I expect to be probably somewhere in the realm of 10 pounds, give or take. So, but like I had mentioned, it's more of the autophagy that I'm after right now. I want my body to go ahead and burn up anything. Excess body fat is great, but I want this water fast and the autophagy to really work on turning over all of the cells in my body and really regenerate them and give me results. The results are instant. I've seen things on my body on all my water fasts that are right now in the moment, and then I've seen them 2 weeks down the line, and then I've experienced from my last 12-day water fast, which was I broke it back in October. I'm still seeing results today from that, and it's phenomenal. The results are in many, many things. Clear mind all the time, easy to sleep at any time. I don't get sick at all. There can be everybody around me having, flus or colds, because those are all just detoxification of our body. Those are just symptoms and names given to us by the Western Medicine Society to make you think you have something that's attacking you from the outside, germs and all that stuff. Germ theory is bullshit as well. It's the terrain theory. Once you clean out the terrain of your body, you flush it out, it's nice and operating the way it was designed, and you leave behind all those animal products, all of those cooked oils, those plastic fats they call them, all of those highly processed foods, the highly cooked foods, all that junk that your body does not resonate with. It does not operate optimally with. Once you remove all of that garbage and you flood it with abundance amounts of living foods, and you can do juices and smoothies and salads, and you can do barehanded eating. You can eat a tray of 18 oranges, or you can eat 12 bananas in one sitting, however you want to do it. But if you get those living foods that have the sunlight energy, the biophotons that actually give us life, you're going to be a far superior operating human being beyond your belief, rather than being in that, fatigued, the sludge, the tired, the brain fog, depressed, always experiencing these symptoms in the form of colds, flus, even, nausea and vomiting and all that kind of stuff, and I know there's a lot of factors with that, poorly prepped food and all that stuff, but the majority of the time people get food poisoning from meat products. That's just the reality. So leave all that garbage behind and you will start to see your life change in ways you had never imagined. I really don't know where I got off, because my mind right now in a water fast, I'm very clear today, but I have pockets of where it's just like, okay, what? I just went on a rant. I don't know really what I talked about, but anyways, so yeah, I'm interested in cleaning up my dead cell debris and having my body run optimally. And it has been running optimally. I don't get sick. And in fact, it's the absolute opposite. I just thrive. I thrive when everybody else is experiencing all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like I'm living on an island in a way. And this kind of life that I lead, and it's not to make anybody turned off on the plant-based diet or this fasting way of life and continually improving yourself and your health and your mind and all that. It's just that very few ever decide to follow. Very few ever decide to come along the journey. When you literally can hand them the keys to the kingdom, just to give you a little insight, I get some good, I was going to say horrible comments. I've gotten horrible comments on what I do and how they think it's terrible and that I'm ruining my body, and I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't have a degree from some university. Go pay a couple $100,000 for stuff that I could have told myself just by researching it for myself. Use your mind, use your intuition, your common sense, all that kind of stuff that does not need to be learned. You have it within you. And when you flush your system of all that putrefaction, all that dead animal waste that we had been wrongfully taught to eat, when you flush all that garbage out and you have a clean vessel, then your mind starts opening up and expanding in ways you couldn't believe. Then your detoxification channels open up, and then the life force just flows through you, and you start having an awakening, and you start looking at things very, very differently. And that's what I'm saying. It feels like you're on an island, a man of one island. I have family members like my brother. He's on the island with me. My immediate family, my boys and my wife, they're on that island with me. It's kind of like, wow, I wish everybody could go. I wish everybody could come along. But, it's sad that the ways that we were brought up and that have really stuck in our minds over all the years, and what the societal pressures that put on everybody. Because if you do anything outside of the societal norm, you're seen as crazy, or maybe, I don't know. That's what I've always gotten those comments, and I shoo them off. They do not affect me. It's just, this is me kind of overviewing, the last 10 years and everything. It's just, wow. Can people be really that off kilter? Can they be that far in the dark? And yeah, definitely. So I recommend anybody who is out there looking for a real change, for a absolute game changer on your entire life, to, number one, test an idea whose time has come, coined by John Rose, my mentor. The only reason why I'm in this game is because of him. And then I later found Dan McDonald and some great, practitioners of natural health out there. But test an idea whose time has come, and take a solid food vacation. Get yourself on an extended juice cleanse and go the distance. And the distance means you go until you stop passing that solid waste matter in your body. And after 107 days, my first time doing this, I can tell you that I did not go the distance. You would think 107 days, that's for sure the distance. No, I was still passing solid waste matter. That just proves how much junk that we have shoved in our body over the years. And it's not our fault. We were taught traditions from when we were born, from our parents who didn't know, from their grandparents who didn't, or from their parents who didn't know, and their parents who didn't know. It was taught. It was a whole thing. And but now we have the knowledge. We can see how sick our society is. It's like, people, wake up. People are not supposed to be having cancer in this amount at all. Cancer at all. We are not supposed to have, congestive heart failure. We're not supposed to be experiencing strokes. We're not supposed to have dementia. We're not supposed to be having irritable bowel syndrome. We're not supposed to be having arthritis all throughout our bodies. Fibromyalgia, and you name it, asthma. All these things are all symptoms of our sick society pumping this bullshit into our body. And when anybody like me produces an option or an offer to help you out, people get very offended. And this is a hard job to do. Being a health coach is not an easy job. I can be positive all the time, which I am. I have a very different frequency and vibration about me. I choose not to dive into the negativity at all. So I don't want to be a part of any of that. So when somebody comes to me and tells me that I'm crazy, that I'm extreme, aren't I going to harm myself, or am I going to harm my people that I coach? Absolutely not. Look at me. I've been doing this for 10 years. I am a fit, healthy, slender guy. You know, a lot of people might say, well, look at you. You're not like those buff guys out there and all that stuff. I've done all that shit. I mean, it was fun. I was a young kid. I was young up until my 30s and stuff. I was in that mindset. I was in that standard American mindset. And by saying that, I probably offend people by saying standard American to have big muscles. That's just not where I'm at. Could I have them? Yeah, absolutely. Can you gain a lot of muscle mass on a plant-based diet? 100%. You can gain muscle mass on an all juice diet or all smoothie diet or salads. I've done it. I'm just not in that state now. I like to be very limber and loose and be able to be, have a lot of mobility in my body. I like not carrying a lot of extra mass on my body as I get older. I'm 45 this year, and that just doesn't interest me to be in that kind of in that portion of my life. Like I said, I've already done that. The guys who are out there doing it that are my age, cool, man, that's great for them. I don't shun anybody for what they do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I am in a different place right now. And especially on day 4 on a water fast, things really open up. And this happens often on my water fasts. I reach this moment of clarity, and things flood in and very, very clear, and you have certain ideas and things just fall away. Things that you thought were important fall away very quickly too. Very quickly. And somebody who is as clean as I've been my last 10 years who practice this. I mean, this is a practice. You continually, repetition, every single day, over and over, healthy distilled or spring water, juice, raw fruits or smoothies, salads, very clean salads full of tons of vegetables and fruits on them, with healthy dressings that are fruit-based or they are seed-based, the proper seed. I'm not talking about the dehydrated, denatured and deodorized, highly processed seed oils that they sell you on, and that are in pretty much all of your foods. They call it sunflower oil or safflower oil, make it sound nice, like it's a plant. Came from a plant, but then they absolutely just destroyed it and processed it in ways that make it so rancid, and the odor is so horrible. Then they have to use a deodorizer, chemicals, to make it actually, when you open the jar or anything, or even palatable, be edible. And it's not edible. It's poison. It's all poison. This is the truth that nobody says. And sorry about the rant. Like I said, day 4, the mind is really, really very clear. I feel very rested. I did not have any issues with my sleep at all. That autophagy, where my body switched over to autophagy phase, is gone. Now, like today, I was extremely energetic all day long. I still have a lot of energy right now, as you can probably tell how I'm just kind of ranting and raving. And yeah, comment how I'm all over the board and I'm not, staying on the topic. I mean, I go off on branches here and there and I don't come back, but this is real. So this is my reality on day 4. I don't want to sugarcoat it and paint it with a brush that's, I don't want to airbrush it or touch it up or, use a script or do multiple takes to make it seem acceptable to everybody out there. I'm just saying it how I feel right now. And that's where I'm at on day 4. Take a solid food vacation, clear out your entire body, do it multiple times if you need to. I had to do it many, many times, and I'm still doing it. I'm still gonna, after my 7-day water fast, I'm gonna go on 14 days. Yeah, it's not an extended, but after this many years, I don't need to do the extended anymore. The last summer, I went 75 days. I think that was my last long extended juice cleanse. I just don't need those anymore. Now I'm focused more on doing the extended water fasts. They both have extreme benefits. The juice cleanse is to get you to the point where you can do water fasts. And now the water fasts in the short amount of times are, I mean, they are so powerful. I can't explain it. You have to dive in and test that idea as well. And like I said, it's the most ancient method of healing your body. So I'm going to repeat myself again because I lost my train of thought. Water fast brain. Take a solid food vacation, clear your system out, and when you're ready, transition over and dabble in water fast. Start with 1 day a week. On a Sunday is always a good one. You know, hey, every Sunday I'm going to do a 24-hour water fast. Give yourself that break. And then the next Sunday comes around, boom. And then you're in a cycle where it's like, no, I'm feeling good. Then, like Paul Bragg did in his book, in his fasting book, I own it somewhere. Actually, let me show it to you right now. The Miracle of Fasting. If anybody has not read that book, read that book. Amongst many others. I have so many that I can and I will recommend on here. But he does the start of every month, he does 3 days, and then he'll do 1 day a week after. So every month he's fasting for 7 days. You don't even have to put in the long extended ones. There are excellent benefits if you do, though. But if you do that every month, you know, 7 times 12, what is 7 times 12? 84 days. You're doing 84 days a year. And you're not having to do the extended, you know, string them along. But I can tell you, with going past day 3 into day 4, 5, 6, 7, your body is producing its own stem cells. So you're able to literally heal your body. If somebody needs surgery, like I injured my shoulder 6 months ago. It's a torn labrum. I have a torn rotator cuff, torn labrum, and I have been healing it on my own. I obviously did it at work, and so I went to the doctors. They're trying to push in all of these medications, all these anti-inflammatories to deal with the pain and all that kind of stuff. I don't do any of that. I haven't taken medication in over 10 years. So I know what your body can do. I know that it can heal it, and my shoulder is literally healed. I don't have any pain anymore. I mean, I went from hardly being able to lift it or do anything to now I'm back working out full time with my sons. So, and that was due to extended amounts of water fast from that 6-month point back on to this point. So undergo surgery where they cut your body and ingest you with all sorts of anesthesia that affects your brain majorly, and all sorts of medications in the meantime, and your body is so taxed from having to heal from all those, you know, your skin being cut and all whatever else they do to repair is a major tax on your system. Or you can go back to the most ancient wisdom and water fast after being clean, which was our God-given right. It was our God-given diet, is plants, living. We are not supposed to cook. We are the only species on this planet that cooks their food. Think about that. Every other species on this planet, sky, land, and sea, nobody cooks their food. They all eat it in the raw state. So what does that tell you? Where did we learn that along the way? We were taught a long time ago. A lot of people, you know, if you haven't read the book of Enoch, they say it in the book of Enoch that we were taught to eat and put fire to our food so that we can cook and eat animals by the fallen angels. This was done on purpose. This was done to switch humanity, going from a high conscious humanity, a highly conscious human being vessel that was eating fruits and vegetables to survive and thrive, to now being able to alter, not only to alter, but to kill animals, to alter and burn their flesh so that we can even consume it, and allowed us to do that with a bunch of the grain foods that are plant-based, but they're plants, right? But we have to now alter them by cooking them. We have to cook them to make them safe to consume. That food is not for us. It just isn't. And there's a major, major experience of cognitive dissonance in our society. Most people can never ever wrap their mind around that we were only supposed to eat raw food, mostly fruits. Now you can have greens and all that, you can have vegetables, but our predominant diet is from fruit. So we are far, far away from where we started. And we need to really understand and test it on our bodies and really see how your body responds, and how you're going to shed all that body fat. If you have excess body fat, you're going to clean out that internal waste matter, all that lymphatic fluids, all that acidic waste that's burning our cells, giving you arthritis or inflammation anywhere in your body, giving us cancer, right? Which is just overflowing, acidic lymphatic waste. You see the theme? We have all these things happening to our body. They're not happening to us. We're consuming this, and this is not stuff that is designed for our body. So our body goes into these processes to try to eliminate it, and when it can't, it backs up and causes a lot of issues in us. And so Western medicine, who is a major profiteer of all of our illness and contributes to that cycle, they love the fact that we are uneducated and that we are dependent on them, because we listen to other people to heal ourselves, it's crazy. I'm not exactly sure who said it, but I think no, I won't even try, but there's a great teacher of plant-based medicine out there that says, if you are not your own doctor, you are a fool. And that is the truth. I have not seen a doctor in probably 15 years when I started doing a lot of research and all that stuff. I haven't taken a vaccine. I haven't taken any medications. I won't put any of that poisonous shit in my body. I want to treat my body like a temple that it is. We were blessed with this life. We were blessed by God with this body, the one body we get in this go around. And I now have been awakened since that first juice cleanse, and I understand that it is so much more important to feel a level that I'm on right now than to grab a piece of pizza or drink a beer or have a shot or go and party and just indulge my gluttonous senses with endless amounts of dead, non-nutritious food, especially animals. I will never touch that. That's the saddest part. And so there's my thoughts. That's the end of day 4. I'm going to stop right there, or else I'll keep going, and I'm going to get a lot of nice messages after this one, I bet. No, well, I welcome them all. I welcome all the comments, the good comments, the naysayers, the ones who want to prove me wrong. Go ahead. Yeah, I actually, and that's not in a arrogant way stating that. It's like, go ahead, and I would love to educate you. I'd love to have conversations. So for all those that may fall off after this, then you know what? We're not on the same frequency, and it wasn't meant to be, which maybe one day you'll come back. So I'm hoping, I really do hope for the best of everybody's health out there. I hope that anybody out there watching this right now can have that seed planted in them, and maybe very soon or down the line, maybe it starts sprouting and you want to test that idea. And when you do, I am here. I am always going to be here. Email me at thebeautifulhealingtruth@gmail.com. Go on to any of my communities on Facebook under that same name, school community under thebeautifulhealingtruth.com, and get a hold of me for consultations. I will lead you down the pathway to true, vibrating, and amazing health that you can be so proud of. You won't even know the amounts of joy that you're going to feel when you actually do this and you go through the system. You have my support. I am here. I will be positive for you every step of the way. I have the know-how. I have all the modalities, and we can get you that life that you want. And I am looking forward to that day. So, sayonara day 4, and midnight will be day 5. I will see you tomorrow.